Hello my little lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and I'm making this video really quick because I don't have the time to make this video and I have about 10 minutes before my next appointment. So the bell is going to ring while I'm making the video, but just bear with me. Okay, I'm making this video, I feel, out of obligation to men. I'm making this video from a woman's standpoint so that I could talk to some of the younger men about some of the mistakes that they're making when it comes to being used by women. Okay. This problem, and I don't have any notes, I'm just speaking from the bottom of my heart, and let me just say this. Please come over to my Facebook page. I know everybody hates Facebook, whatever, right now, but that's where we are right now. On my Facebook page, I get into some very deep psychological discussions, and when I get into these discussions, they're leading somewhere. And I want to make a full in-depth video about this. As a matter of fact, I'm having a conference and a seminar in New York the weekend of April 27th. On April 28th, I'm going to have the conference for the guys. I'll put the link below. So make sure you come out there because we're going to talk about some things that can really help you as a guy. Let me say this as quickly as I can. Part of the problem that exists inside relationships and the reasons why men end up getting used by women is because of expectation or lack thereof. You know how they say, oh, guys are really simple, they're very easy to please as long as you're cooking, having sex, or whatnot, that he'll be all right. And I think that that's part of the problem. I think that men really need to up their standards in what it is that they need, want, or are looking for in a woman. Let me be very specific. Number one, a big and tremendous issue is the sex thing. And I'm telling you, you're going to have to free your mind about what it is that you think about sex and what you think about a woman who has intercourse or a woman who enjoys intercourse. This whole Madonna whore complex, how men want these virginal women who have all this sexual skill, etc. And they don't really want, you know, the woman who has sexual knowledge, etc. They want her to be vacant of sex and sexuality until she comes into contact with him, and then all of a sudden she's going to become a freak. This ideology is not only harmful to women, but it's harmful to men as well, and you guys end up shooting yourselves in the foot with this theory. You know why? Because you don't understand what it's like to have a true and real connection with a woman. Not only that, when you do have a connection with a woman who is giving so much, it's abused because, number one, it's not respected. Number two, your idea of what a good girl is and how a good girl behaves. Let me tell you something. When a woman is into you, oh God, you know it. But part of the problem is that as human beings, we have so much going on. Part of the problem is that when you get a, how do I put this? Because I don't want to speak too broadly and then speak too broadly and people are like, oh, that's not true. And then, you know, then I have to try to eat my words. So I want to be very careful when I say this so that you can understand, right? Because of the low expectation of women, some men don't really understand. And a man who understands that women want sex too and that women are sexual beings, a man who understands that knows how to weave his way through the dating world because he knows what it's like when a woman is attracted to and wants him. Number one, I know, excuse me, I have absolutely no makeup on whatsoever. I know my face is bald. Okay. Number one, A woman who's attracted to you and wants to be with you is going to put an effort into wanting to be in that relationship, into wanting to be in that situation. She is going to be passionate about you. She is going to want to give it to you. Oh my God. There'll be no way to separate her from you. She'll be on you like, you remember those fruit roll-ups? Like the fruit roll-ups on the wax paper. She will want you. And I think because women who have, you know, sexual desires and who have expressed their sexuality and who want men, I think those women are slighted and rebuffed as being a slut or being easy or being whatever, when you don't really know. This girl may not be easy. She may just be easy for you because she's just so into you, but instead she's rebuffed and pushed off because, oh, phone is ringing. Oh, can't answer it. Can't answer it. That's my dad actually calling me, so I need to see what he needs and what he wants. So I'm gonna get that in a second. But and it's distracting me. Hello, Dad. I'm making a video right now. Let me call you right back, okay? What type of election? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye. Okay, I guess my father's very politically connected. He's telling me about the election in his home country. All right, so I have 4 more minutes, well, because you know I'm a registered citizen there too, so that's neither here nor there. I think I think the expectation of women and the non-understanding of how a woman behaves when she wants to be with a man is part of what causes a lot of the confusion. And I think that more men should really take some time to realize that women are not just for sex. You know, you get into a relationship with the right woman, and that woman will be your friend. You guys will have a bond and a connection so that you two have been, trust me, let me tell you, oh God, there is no friendship like the friendship that you can have with a woman, where the person who you also enjoy these activities with is the person who comforts you, loves you, and sexes you. That's amazing. But I think what ends up happening is that the expectation that men have of women is so low that all they expect for her to do is just show up. Just be there. Like I said in the very beginning, men are very easy, and men let it be known, and men are very easy to please, and that's part of the problem, is that you as a human being are not being pleased. Some men even go so far as to say, if I want friendship, I'll get that with my boys, that you don't need that with your woman. And that's part of the problem, because you should have an inseparable bond and connection with that woman. You guys should have mutual goals, mutual values, mutual interests. You should enjoy the woman that you're with. You should enjoy talking to the most. When I did that video a few days ago, I talked about the connection between man and woman, and a lot of the men just they didn't get it, and they didn't understand what I was saying, because I was saying, when you know, you'll know. And I think part of the issue is that there's this disconnect. And forgive me for overstepping, and forgive me for overreaching in this instance, but I'm telling you that the disconnect starts with what it is that you think of women who have sex, women who are into you. And you know what, the thing about it is, it's not just women. You know, a lot of ladies rebuff the guys who really like them, and there's a whole the whole science of attraction. Number one, oh, this is actually number 3. How does a person know how attractive they are? A person knows how attractive they are because of how easy it is to get the person that they want to get. Like, let's say, like for everybody wants to be with somebody who's attractive, but people don't really know how to assess their own attractiveness. So what ends up happening is, person A comes to person B. If this person is too easy to get, this person says, oh, you know, I might be able to do better. So person A then tries person C. Person C sort of easy to get, sort of hard to get, right in the middle, right? And they're like, well, maybe this person is still too easy. So they go for person D. Person D is the extreme dying piece, the cold-hearted person, the person who does not care. And what ends up happening is that men are extremely attracted to that person, that woman who's like, no, 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 because they're like, oh, let me win her over, let me win her, let me put my charms on her. And meanwhile, there was a person right down here who loved him explicitly and was very into him, but he felt that she was too easy to get, so he set his sights up here on somebody who was much harder to get. But this is no good up here. This is no good, my brother, because a woman who is into you, honey, there's no playing. Oh, honey, I tried it. Oh, honey, oh, I tried it. There is no playing hard to get with somebody that you want to be got by. Ladies, can you attest to that? Listen, I'm a woman. I got caught up with this. Ooh, he was so fine in the muscles. You know how I like him. Even talking about him, look at my face. Even talking about him, oh goodness. So this is why I'm telling you. This is why I'm telling you. This is no good. A woman who is shut off from you, trying, jumping up, I want to get this woman, I want to get this woman, because then that will prove my worth, that'll prove my attractiveness, that'll prove my game or whatnot. But this is problematic, because this person is playing hard to get for a reason. Either she does not like you, she's not into you, she doesn't want you, she's not sexually attracted to you, something, or she's been extremely hurt, but somehow she's closed off from you. Years ago, this guy, and we don't even really converse anymore. He had some traumas in his life, but we used to talk philosophically a lot. And one of his theories was the difference between sexual harassment and a date. Because let's talk about it. 67% of all relationships start at work. So the difference between sexual harassment and going out on a date is whether or not that woman is attracted to you. And I was like, is this really true? And it pains me to really think about just how true that actually is. If you're not attracted to somebody, it's a whole lot of problems. You don't want them, you don't want to be with them, you don't want their advances. If you're attracted to somebody, I mean, now some people can go overboard, and where you once were attracted to them, they could take it too far and then repulse you. But I'm talking about just right off the bat. If a woman wants to be with you, you will not have to chase her down. Some men understand that, and some men don't, because they think that it's normal to have to chase a woman down. Now, it's a little bit normal for you to have to, well, not a little bit, it's normal for you to have to prove yourself, prove your worthiness or whatever, for a woman to give you a certain level of chance. That's normal, because let me tell you, there's a lot more opportunities for a woman to get into intercourse than a man. I was reading this study. They went onto a campus with a with an attractive man and an attractive woman, and they did this study. The attractive woman went up to different men, soliciting them to go off at that very moment and have intercourse. 99%, there were maybe one or two men that was like, no, this doesn't seem right, and didn't go along with it. But 99% of the men were like, yeah, let's get this done. Let's go to the office, the room, behind the bush, don't matter. Let's get it done. They took an attractive man and they put the attractive man on the campus and did the same study. And even though he was attractive, I don't remember the number, but it was slim to almost none. Not one of the women was like, okay, let's go to a classroom right now and get it on. Now at the nightclub, when people have been drinking and intoxicated, that's a different story. But what I'm saying is, for a woman, the opportunity to get penetrated is far and wide. It doesn't even really take much. I don't even think the man even has to be attracted to her, and he'll still penetrate. So a woman has to have some sort of criteria for keeping her book closed. Who is it that's going to be able to get inside the book, right? So of course it's normal for you to have to come to some sort of area where you have to work your way inside. But how much work? Once it starts to feel like work, once you feel like you're twisting somebody's arm, chasing somebody, no. she does not want you, and you're going to end up getting hurt. The person all the way up here who does not want you, give it up and go for somebody right around here in the middle who wants you and is, you know, giving you a chance and feeling you out. But then you also have to listen to the type of connection that you have with that person. And we're going to have to pick this up at a later time. I just wanted to scratch the surface on that, and it's 12:02, so I have to go. I wanted to scratch the surface on that. I need you to tell me whether or not you understand what I'm saying, and how this view of women and how easily they give in creates the standard that men feel that they have to work really hard, try really hard, do all this and that to try to get in, when you really don't. And part of one of the issues is that you really have to find a very deep, strong friendship connection with a woman. Oh my God, we need to talk about the friend zone. Don't get trapped in the friend zone by pretending to be a girl when you're a man. Now, you have to develop a bond with a woman, but she should always be aware of the fact that you are a man. Okay, and how do you do that? We need to do a whole video, but you know what, I'm just touching my toe in the water, because when I start talking to men, it seems like the men don't really want to hear it. So I'm going to make this statement before I leave this video. Men, if you appreciate the videos that I do for you, I really need to hear from you, because I do not feel a sense of appreciation for the videos that I do. If you do, I do not get the positive feedback back for the video. So I just say, you know, I get a lot of attacks. People call them all types of B's and W's, talking about how I, as a black woman, I have no worth and they don't want me and all. I'm like, why should I be making videos, have to listen to all of this? I don't need to hear this foolishness. So if you appreciate my videos, men, I really need you to write to me more. I really need you to comment more, come over and join in on some conversations more, because the women are they give lots of feedback back and they ask me questions. A lot of my videos come from questions. You have to understand, I'm a woman and I live on the opposite end of it. So there are things that I go through in the interpersonal relationships with men that I can advise you on, and I have male friends, but I don't know who else out there suffering from some of the same issues as some of my male friends. I actually just met with a friend of mine earlier today, and this is part of what spurred this video. I don't want to talk too in depth about it because I don't know if he watches my videos, but he was in a situation with a young lady who was the sweetest thing. She really was. But I don't know how to say this. From the outside looking in, you can tell that there was not a cohesive bond. And because his expectations of what that bond would look like were really kind of placid, you know, because listen, I've seen how women are when they really want a man. So because his expectations were really placid, you know, she was able to exist in that relationship until the money situation got a little funny, till the money got funny, and then she was gone. But he never really, I don't want to say too much. But all I'm saying is, develop a true, listen, always let it be known you're sexually attracted to this person, always. And there's a fine way to do that. You know, you have to let her know that you're sexually attracted to her, but then you also have to develop a friendship with her as well. And you can't penalize her for having intercourse with you. If you wanted to have intercourse with her and she wanted to have intercourse with you, don't penalize her. Just continue to form the friendship and the bond. You know, oh goodness, I'm going on 6 minutes late. So listen, hug me. You want a hug? I love you guys very much. Love. Oh, I knocked you guys off kilter. My goodness, that's some hug, ain't it? So listen, all right. Come over to my Facebook page. Come over to Twitter. I'm going to be getting my own website. My book, Lessons from a Motherless Child. 10 most crucial secrets about love, sex, and self-esteem I learned the hard way so that you don't have to. I want you to take advantage of my wealth of knowledge and resource. This is going to be a 3-volume book. The first volume is going to be on love. Then we're going to talk about sex, and then we're going to talk about self-esteem. I'm sorry, I'm all mixed up in the game. The first volume is on self-esteem, because from self-esteem, all of the other ones, well, love and self-esteem are kind of the same, but we're going to talk about love in a whole different volume. The very first volume is a worksheet and workbook for you to be able to work through some of your self-esteem issues. People think men don't have self-esteem issues, but I talk to guys whose esteem is so destroyed and so shattered, you know, and there's nobody really there for men to talk to and for them to really build themselves back up. This workbook is going to help you work through some old issues of the past. You know, people think that it's only daughters who are affected by the loss of a father. Sons are greatly, deeply, and tremendously affected by the absence of a father, and then also the disdain, ire, or smothering of a mother. So we're going to work through some of that in the workbook. We're going to teach you how to love yourself. I want you to come out and meet with me, participate. It's an open forum. I'm going to create the structure for the forum. I know that I'm doing this April 28th, so make sure you get your early bird tickets now. It's only $25. I'm going to put the link for that below. Come on out. Women on the Saturday, men on April 28th. I'm sorry, on the weekend of April 28th. The Sunday is for men, the Saturday is for women, and we're going to talk and get it popping. I love you guys very much. Let me get out of here. TonyaTko, and I'm out. Peace.